You can have money in the bank and still feel broke. Not pretend broke. Actually anxious. Actually convinced that everyone your age is sprinting ahead in a race you are quietly losing. You check your account, the number is fine, and somehow the panic does not go away. But here is the strange part. Study after study keeps finding the same thing. Most of the people who feel like they are drowning in money problems are not drowning at all. Their numbers are fine. Their feeling is broken. There is a name for that broken feeling now, and once you see it, you cannot unsee how much it has quietly been costing you. It is called money dysmorphia. You have probably heard of body dysmorphia. A person looks in the mirror and sees a body that is not really there. They could be perfectly healthy and still see something wrong, because the problem is not the body, the problem is the lens. Money dysmorphia is the exact same trick, just aimed at your bank account. You look at your finances and you do not see the real number. You see a feeling, and the feeling almost never matches the math. More than 8 out of 10 people who have it say they feel behind everyone around them, even when the people around them are quietly just as scared, faking it just as hard. So where does the broken feeling come from? Mostly one machine. Comparison. Every single day you scroll past a highlight reel. The friend on a beach. The cousin with the brand new car. The stranger your age announcing they just bought a first home. And your brain does something cruel and automatic. It takes their best day and silently compares it to your average Tuesday. You are matching your behind the scenes against everybody else's trailer. Think about it. Nobody posts the credit card statement under the vacation photo. Nobody captions the new car with the 7-year loan bolted to it. Nobody films the quiet stress of the family that looks rich and owes everything. So you end up measuring your real, messy, complete financial life against a stack of other people's best 3 seconds. Of course you feel behind. The game is rigged before you even open your eyes in the morning. But here's the thing. Money dysmorphia does not only make you feel poor when you are actually fine. It cuts both ways. And the second way is the more dangerous one. Some people have the gauge stuck on empty. They have savings, a steady income, real room to breathe, and they still feel one bad week from total disaster. So they never enjoy anything. They flinch at every small purchase. They never invest because investing feels reckless when your gut keeps insisting you are broke. They hoard out of pure fear and call it being responsible. It looks like discipline. It is actually anxiety wearing a costume. Then there is the exact opposite, the gauge stuck on full. These people feel rich. They feel like they are doing just fine, better than fine. Meanwhile, the spending climbs, the card balance climbs, the future quietly empties out behind them. They feel wealthy precisely because they are spending like it. Same broken gauge, 2 opposite readings. One person feels poor and is fine. The other feels fine and is sinking. And neither of them is actually looking at the real dial. That is the whole problem, right there. They are reading the feeling instead of the number. Here is why this gets so expensive. When you feel behind, you tend to do one of 2 stupid things. You freeze or you sprint. Freezing sounds almost reasonable in your head. I am so far behind, there is no point even trying, so why bother? So you do nothing. You do not open the app, you do not start the savings, you do not learn the thing. And nothing is the one move that guarantees you stay exactly where you are. Sprinting is worse. Feeling behind makes you desperate to catch up, fast now, visibly today. So you buy the thing that makes you look like you finally made it. The watch, the trip, the upgrade you cannot actually afford. You spend money you do not have to fix a problem you do not even really have. Read that again. The feeling of being behind literally pushes you further behind. The dysmorphia funds itself. It builds the exact reality it was so scared of. So how do you fix a gauge that lies to you? You stop trusting the feeling and you start reading the dial. 3 moves. Move 1. Turn the feeling into a number. Right now, today, the anxiety sitting in your chest is a fog with no edges. And fog is terrifying precisely because it could be anything. It could be a cliff. It could be nothing at all. You cannot tell, so give it edges. Sit down and write the boring numbers. What you actually have. What you actually owe. What actually comes in, and what actually goes out each month. That is it. Most people are so scared of that number that they never once look, and the not looking is exactly what lets the fog grow into a monster in the dark. Here is what usually happens. 9 times out of 10, the real number turns out to be less scary than the feeling was. And on the rare day it is genuinely worse. Now at least you can do something about it. Because for the first time, you can actually see it. A gauge cannot lie to you once you are reading the real dial with your own eyes. Move 2. Cut the comparison feed. You would never weigh yourself on a scale that adds 40 pounds at random and then believe the number it spits out. You would throw that scale in the trash. But that is exactly what your social feed is, for money. It is a broken scale you choose to step on 50 times a day. You do not have to delete your whole life to fix this. Just notice, every single time you feel that hot little stab of being behind, catch it and remind yourself what you are actually doing. You are comparing your full uncut reality to one carefully edited highlight. Say it out loud if you have to. That is a trailer, not the movie. The comparison loses almost all of its power the exact second you name what it really is. Move 3. Pick a scoreboard you can actually win. Here is a guarantee. There will always be someone richer than you. Always. So if your scoreboard is other people, the game simply never ends, and you never win. No matter how much money you make. A millionaire feels behind the billionaire. The billionaire feels behind the richer one. It never stops at any level. So change who you are racing. Stop racing strangers and start racing just one person. Past you. Are you better with money than you were a year ago? Did you save a little more, owe a little less, panic a little slower, learn one thing you did not know before? That is the only comparison that has ever built anything real. You against your old self is a race you can actually win, over and over and over again. Here is what I want you to walk away with. The feeling of being behind is not evidence, it is just a symptom. Your bank account has a real number, and your anxiety has a completely different one. And you have probably spent years now trusting the wrong one of the two. You might be doing far better than you feel. An enormous number of people are, and they have no idea because they never once stop to actually check. But there is a catch. Even once you fix your own gauge, the world does not stop. It keeps shoving the comparison right back in your face, every day, every screen, every group chat, every casual mention of someone else's raise. And quietly, that pressure to keep up, to not be seen as the broke one at the table, is where most of your money still leaks out the side. So a new question shows up. What if the move was not to hide that you are budgeting, but to say it out loud, on purpose, with your whole chest? Turns out a huge slice of an entire generation just started doing exactly that. And it is quietly making them richer. That is the next story.